Thank you so much for joining us today, David, to answer these questions. We're going to start with question 1. This says, would you support rehabbing, expanding, better utilizing our existing homes and storefronts? Yes or no?
Yes, and they should be. I've been working on a program right now with 8 different contractors for the Upper Merrimack Street, and that's just what we're doing. We're bringing in 250 more living units varied across from brand new condos to people who have won their battle with the addiction issue, to veterans, to these are all different houses, and each one I've been working with the developer to make sure there is a storefront at the bottom levels. So we should have about 8 new storefronts at the same time. Because if you look around the acre, we succeed in the acre, and I'm District 7, and I've been working with people for years helping them succeed. And most of the store owners, if they see, because in one of my things, I was the senior health inspector for the city of Lowell, for the Board of Health, and I helped open a lot of restaurants and a lot of other businesses and made sure they succeed, went over their business plan with them, made sure their kitchens are right so they could start off on a positive note and head for success.
Awesome, thank you. Question number 2 is our main street downtown healthy and successful? Yes or no? If not, what would you do to change that?
Well, Main Street, we don't have a vibrant downtown like we should have. There's lots of different things that contribute to that. One is like a lot of people open a business, they don't succeed because sometimes it's the business plan, but most of it is that we need more people downtown with disposable income. We need help for the people who are homeless living there on the streets. A lot of it is not their fault at own, because I've been researching why they're sleeping there, because I know a lot of them by name, and because I went to a lot of homeless camps. I talked to the homeless people when I was with the city, and some of the issues is if you throw a program in the middle of a city, people don't have cars or vehicles to go back and forth, so that it needs to be wraparound services. If you're going to open up a place to give medication or for any of that type of stuff, or services in the middle of downtown, the people that you are servicing, you shouldn't go outside and see them sleeping on the sidewalk, because none of these people want to go sleep in that doorway. It's because they don't have access to get miles away to go someplace till the next morning and then come all the way back. So you're staying very close to where your services are. Mm-hmm. So we got to find a way that if you're going to throw a service in the middle of the downtown, you need to find a wraparound thing that you also give housing, or you also help them in another way, because a person shouldn't be looked down upon because he needs his medication, or they need their psychologist, or they need help. And from talking with them, that's why they're down there. This is where the services are. So we got to do a better job at helping people by having some sort of services that help them where they sleep at the same time close to the area. And you see that all over the city, wherever there's programs. Sometimes that's where you see the homeless encampments, or you see this, and it's because of just the thing. They need to get there the next day. So the easiest way to get there the next day is not leave. And that creates the issue. So we know that that's where the problem is. So from there, we need to work on a better way to help people with some housing, help people with the services that they need, and maybe sometimes look at where we put our services at the same time, so that way, because it's not, like I said, it's not fair to a person to be looked down upon because that's where the service is. So yeah, I think that would make a great big step in downtown. That would be one of them. The other one is a lot of times the top floors at these businesses don't get used because the sprinklers, it costs like $50,000 to $80,000 just to sprinkler a building. So if you look on the second and third and fourth floors of a lot of places downtown, they're empty. So that's businesses that can't be there in an existing building. That's housing that can't be there with the existing building. So the idea that I have is that back in 1978, they started the thing called the lead program. In the lead program, if you needed money to de-lead your house, they'd give you $20,000, $30,000, $50,000, $70,000 to de-lead your house. And that is run on what's called the DUSTER program, due upon sale, transfer, or refinancing. That's an acronym for that. And so the thing is that you de-leaded your house. Now, it's years later, you go to sell it, okay, you have to pay back that $40,000. It's years later, the parents passed away, they're transferring the property over, the loan has to be paid back. So as we sit here today, there's millions of dollars that's being sent to the state from all these projects that were done, because we still do the lead program. If somebody has it, we still give them money. But the thing is, there's so much, that was a 78, almost all the buildings with lead are now taken care of. So it's just a ton of money coming back. So before it all gets spent, because I know that they're using those funds, because there's millions and millions of dollars for other things right now, we transferred that over to the sprinkler program. So now if all of a sudden you have a building downtown, you have a tall building, it's gonna cost $50,000 to do it, you apply to the sprinkler program just like you would to the lead program, and then you apply, you get $50,000, you don't have to pay it back till it's only due upon sale, transfer, or refinance. And that would open up all these storefronts and especially all the apartments upstairs that could be used. So I do have answers.
I love that. Thank you. Question number 3. Would you vote in support of a motion allocating from a city budget for incarcerated people who are being released back into society?
Yes, again, there should be a program that is working on it. I just talked to Bob Cox at the Bridge program, and they're starting a program just like that. So when you're getting close to being released from prison, as you're getting close, they're gonna give you training. They'll send you for your serve safe. They'll send you for some other means or whatever the community might need, or somebody has a job for you. So they'll find somebody that the two fit together, and then your last few months of being in there, you'll be trained into it, so the day you come out, you have a job. Your chances of succeeding are huge now. And yes, of course, I would support something like that.
Thank you.
It makes the difference.
As UTEC, we value equality. We as organizers try to decrease from racism and violence in the streets. How would you vote on a motion that says racism is a public health issue?
All right. Number 1, yes it is. Because I'm in the health department and everything else. The city itself, I'm not so sure, because there is, so is it a public health crisis? Yes. So in my years of inspection, I used to do Section 8 program. And I've inspected the thing to make sure that it's safe, decent housing, it's presentable for you to live in. And it was quite a few times, not quite a few, but enough times that a landlord, when I told him you need to fix this and this to get on the program, they said, what do you mean, that's good enough for them? And I went, what do you mean it's good enough for them? I said, that's not the answer. I said, somebody's gonna live here. This is where they're gonna raise their children. This is where they're gonna raise their families. No, it's not. You need to fix that. And a lot of times, they wouldn't be on the program after that. Another good example of that is when we have this pandemic right here, COVID. So when it first started, our areas could not get vaccinated. The first thing that it was sent out to was Gillette Stadium. Gillette Stadium is out in Foxborough. Foxborough is a small town with only 16,000 people in it, one of the smallest towns around. 97% white. And that's where everybody had to travel to go get the vaccine. And over here, we fought in our community because we were dry. We could not get the vaccine for quite a while. And we all fought together, and thank God for the strength of Jody White from Lowell General, and then I called our senators, each other health department called their senators, and we fought to get Lowell General Hospital's a clinic open on the boulevard. Because when you have something like this, you're supposed to get the vaccine to the people, not the people to the vaccine. Mm-hmm. So right there alone, so there's all kinds of stuff that it's still there, because it should have been in our area. It should have been here, Lowell, Lawrence. It should have been directly here right off the bat. So yes, but at the same time, to call our city that it's this racist right now, I see all the good people. I see UTEC. I see CBA. I see CTI. I see all the different programs, all the different things. We all work together. We are. So, is it around? Yes, but I do say that racism is a public health crisis in Hull.
Thank you. So this question might be a little bit tricky.
All right, I'm good.
Do you support having our own version of the Carusos Law? Do you know what the Carusos Law is? If not, I can explain it.
Yeah, please explain that.
All right, I'll do my best. Carusos Law. Buffalo police officer Cariol Horn, a series of laws that make it a crime for a law enforcement officer to fail to intervene when another officer is using excessive force, and also protects whistleblowers. Included in Cariol's law was a provision retroactive protection for officers, which allows an officer found to have been terminated for reporting the objectively unreasonable use of force against a civilian or intervening to stop the use of objectively unreasonable force by a fellow officer within the 20-year period preceding the adoption of the law, to have that finding reviewed by a court.
Well, yeah, because if somebody's going above and beyond, somebody should be able to get their attention before it goes too far. So yes, I work with the police quite a bit in Lowell under the headings that I've had before. I've gone in on raids, I've gone in on all different things. I have never seen anything like that they've gone above and beyond, that they've done anything. So I have faith in our police force that it is. But so I see no reason in saying that, an officer does have a right if he sees, and I know it's hard because sometimes, how do you tell your boss if something is going wrong, or how do you tell him? But I think under the guise of Kelly Richardson, he's been doing a terrific job. The community policing that we been doing, they're very interactive with us. I mean, we throw events and they come in, they actually dance with us, they work with the kids. We have Acre Fest, we have National Night Out, we have a lot. So I think that when there is somebody that's going above and beyond, and I think that the city of Lowell really watches out for to see if there's anything like that. I mean, there are cases right now that are going through the court system where an officer or somebody might have overstepped their bounds, and it's being corrected. So just like any other job, I don't care what job you have, if you're doing something above and beyond that you shouldn't do, if there's something wrong, somebody should have the right to help you, get your attention, tell you to smarten up, tell you, stop, whatever it may take, just so it doesn't reach another level, because it's for your brothers also, because you're all on the same team. And if somebody is let go to give you a bad name like that, or somebody's way more aggressive or whatever, and sometimes people have other things in their life too, they're stressed out to this, which is no excuse to take it out on somebody else. There's zero excuse.
Well, thank you so much. That was the end of our questions.
That's it?
Yeah, that was it. Thank you again for being here with us. We really appreciate your time.
I thank you.